All right, welcome back and thanks for staying with us. We're still going through the front pages of the papers. And yesterday we discussed the Dunamis story. I know Dami has the return leg of the first match.
Yes, and that one said that, of course, we all witnessed it on Sunday. This one said the woman who was accused of lying while giving testimony at the Dunamis International Gospel Center, Abuja, Vera Ayim, has said she bears no grudges against the church. This following the controversy that trailed the treatment that was meted out to her by the church senior pastor, Dr. Paul Eneche, on Sunday. And the video that emerged online, of course, Ayim, during her testimony in the church, said she graduated with a BSc in law from the National Open University of Nigeria, and this created a backlash. And because the pastor actually said that the testimony was false, that there is no way you can have a BSc degree in law. And some people also attributed it to stage fright. Some people said, oh, how would you graduate as a lawyer and you don't even know the qualification or what you have graduated with, the
it was our hot topic yesterday.
that you are graduated with. So it forced, I think, the people of Nigeria, let me say that, forced the pastor to apologize, which the apology came from the church letterhead paper to the woman who is a member of the church. She is a member, not like she's an outsider.
He didn't apologize on the altar. He should.
No, he didn't apologize.
There's no service yet now. He might mention
on Sunday, he should mention.
He might mention it
on
on Sunday, but they took a
Sunday.
picture. They took pictures together.
Yeah, they picture. But I like the fact that it was spontaneous. It happened like that same day. Because maybe, I would say maybe that was her breakthrough. Because if she had just gone to do BSc in law, in quotes, and she didn't come up to give that testimony, nobody would have known the stories or her history.
And
but
everybody, does she have money yet?
They've not started.
The way that we supported her, at least just to give her that sanity and that self-esteem, to return her self-esteem that, okay, Nigerians are
But another hot story is from BC. Please, what happened? Why is vandalism after what's going on?
So they said economic activities which you experienced, YK and other people, were paralyzed nationwide for several hours yesterday following the collapse of the national grid. And this is the 6th time this year that this grid is collapsing, and the 2nd time this month. So the Transmission Company of Nigeria, TCN, was blaming the grid collapse on a fire outbreak at Afam Power Generating Station in Oyigbo, Rivers State. And they said it took more than 12 hours for them to fix, which triggered a drop in the generation from 629 megawatts to 64.70 megawatts. That's 629 to 64.70 megawatts, which now left domestic, users without power for hours before the grid in Osun State was now finally fixed. And they said they had warned earlier that the grid may collapse due to pressure to meet the 20 to 24-hour electricity supply to users classified under Band A. And, they are still trying to sort out the modalities for that before the fire outbreak now happened and then the grid collapsed. And they went ahead to tell us, everything that happened in the Afam 4 power station and how they had sorted it. That how the fire, took... broke out, yes, they gave a breakdown, just giving all the megawatts reduction and increments and all of that.
Yeah,
but they are saying, but now...
that started the fire.
No, vandals didn't start the fire. A fire just broke out. But then they also complained that one of the reasons also that people have been vandalizing,
if you vandalize the gas process,
yes, it can lead to fire outbreak. And then people are also stealing their, their
so I was going to talk about
wires.
When they know that this happens,
but the way we are approaching it is different. Me, they put bail for 2 of my staff now that they stole cable, and those boys were innocent. They are farmers on my site, but they said they stole cables in Ekpe, and they rounded everybody on all the estates. So now we are struggling to get those boys out, but they are innocent. The people that are stealing the cables, we've not found them. So even when they are trying to administer the justice, we need to do it in a way that, because I don't even know I'm going to release those boys.
How else are they going to do it? They'll round up everybody. So the idea is to everybody to hold each other accountable.
To protect what is our own.
You say something, yeah.
Yes,
or else when they come to that community, they'll pack everybody.
It's not our hot topic. YK. It's not our hot topic. All these topics that we're discussing during front page review, we need to move on.
If they are
heavy.
They come and
ladies, moving on.
And I didn't see anything.
Moving on to, they won't, because they rounded farmers, small boys, beat them to stupor.
Is it right?
Because they're trying to protect. So I hear one side, but I'm feeling it on the other side. Moving on to Daily Sun.
Pick a hustle.
As in, major headline. Fresh twist in Kaduna politics as APC ward sacks Ganduje. We also got the reprisal. 10 years after Chibok adoption, UNICEF rates anti-attack warning system low. That's our own response system low. Calls for action to secure children's education in Nigeria. NDLEA arrests 550,910 drug offenders in 3 years. Matawale turns NEF spokesman, tells him to leave APC and if government can't promote him. If we rescue over 1,000 abductees without, how we rescued over 1,000 abductees without ransom, that's from the NSA. Governor Sule expresses worry over spike in kidnapping within his state. Plateau killings, Boko's residents raise alarm over shooting of civilians by soldiers. It is not true from the military. Food prices continue to rise as inflation hits 33.2%. El Rufai, federal government now paying more subsidies, urged Tinubu to sack non-performing appointees. That is hot. Federal government sued over plight of Nigerians in Ethiopian prison, and hoodlums hijacked truckload of palliatives in Benin. Which are we starting with?
I have the Chibok 1,680 more Nigerian school children abducted in 10 years. This is from UNICEF, and this one is saying that a report released by the United Nations Children Fund, UNICEF, on Monday revealed that attacks and abductors of Nigerian school children have been on the rise since the kidnapping of 260 schoolgirls from government secondary school, Chibok, Borno State, in Northeast 10 years ago. It noted with regret that only 37% of schools across 10 states so far have early warning system in place to identify threats of such attacks in schools. Presenting this report titled Minimum Standard for Safe Schools, MSSS, monitoring report, at the United Nations House, Abuja, UNICEF Nigeria Chief of Education, Sadna Pandey Sobranyan, sorry for that, noted that the journey towards ensuring every Nigerian child can learn in a safe environment is far from over. The report also read in part 1 that in the last 10 years, conflict-related violence has led to more than 1,680 children abducted while at school and elsewhere. 180 children killed during attacks on schools, an estimate of 60 school staffs kidnapped and 14 killed, with more than 70 attacks on schools, according to the verified reports by the United Nations. So I think this one for me is saying that we need to just up our games in security. It's becoming very incessant. It's closer to us than we even think, because sometimes it feels like, oh, thank God my family is not there. Oh, it's in the Northeast. But we have these things trickling down even to Lagos, even to when we had the attack on the school children in Ekiti State. So it's closer to home than we used to think. So I would think the federal government should be more interested and invest in security over the nonchalance that we see that they usually bring to the table.
Yeah, so, okay go ahead.
Yeah, you are going to take the NDL story. You are going to
No. I had another story in the Sun.
I know.
While you are deciding what to take, let me take the story of the fact that we are now paying subsidy. So the
we have been paying subsidy
on fuel, on petrol. So the
since
El Rufai, the former governor El Rufai of Kaduna State, has said that the federal government's policy to remove subsidy, he totally supported it. But when the hardship became too much, they couldn't make it cost reflective as it should be. And that right now the federal government is spending so much money, much more than before they removed subsidy, paying for the subsidy. He said that if we look at it, petrol should actually cost just as much, if not more, than diesel. Yeah. And right now diesel is going for 1,000 to 1,000, like according to what he said. He said petrol now is, diesel is over 1,000, petrol is at 600. So obviously subsidy is being paid because they don't want to put that hardship of additional immediate increment of petrol price on the people. So he said we're still subsidizing petrol, and the government has realized that implementing the fuel subsidy initially required some adjustment. That's why I keep saying that policy that we need to, according to him, we need to keep on looking at the policies, and we must remain pragmatic with our policies. He's advising the president to drop, and I support this one, any appointee that is not delivering. According to him, the president, there are some people that have been appointed to position that are not working, and it is with all humility that he is appealing to the president to drop those appointees from his portfolio, and is praying for the support of the citizen to support the president even as he makes the policies he's going to do. I am totally all for dropping.
But you know, marketers have always complained that there's still subsidy. I'm glad now that people in government are coming out to say that. So
He's not in government.
Yes, but
El-Rufai is not in government.
yes, but he's part of the people.
cabinet.
You will call it the cabinet.
cabinet,
Thank you.
the cabinet
So a non-governmental organization, Take Back Nigeria Initiative (TBNI), has filed a suit against the federal government for failing to evacuate Nigerians in Ethiopia's prison. They filed the suit at the Federal High Court, Abuja, and according to the group's counsel, Abuchukwu Okoye, is asking the court to order the government and relevant agencies responsible for the welfare of Nigerians, and also having statutory duty over its foreign affairs, to evacuate Nigerians trapped in Kaliti prison. So they had, filed the suit at the end of a 14-day ultimatum which they had given to the federal government, which they had not responded to. And they are saying that you need to come and release these people. They have a lot of Nigerians who are detainees in these prisons, and they are not being taken care of. They are dying in their numbers. But Justice Iyang Eko is expected to hear the case today.
Moving on to Nigerian Tribune, we'll just take the headlines. APC controversy in Kano over Kanduje's suspension. Nigeria grows oil reserve to 50 billion barrels. Uni-Loring professor produces biodiesel from eggshells. That's interesting. Tinubu not serious with Chibok girls rescued as from Clark. Oromoni died of natural causes from corona. Oyo government receives Olakulehin's nomination as the 43rd Olubadan. And UI professor to receive 900,000 pounds British Academy Global Awards. That's so good. But we really can't go into
we can't take how the national, well, it's just that New Ribadu has said that they have rescued over 1,000 victims of kidnapping, and they've done it quietly, and they have not paid any ransom. And he says that they did it without noise, and well,
they used non-kinetic.
He didn't say whether it was.
But that's what they say, yeah.
They've released them from Zamfara, Sokoto, Kaduna, Katsina, Taraba, Adamawa, and so many other states.
So we're happy to hear that they are doing their work, at least.
That's the work they are being paid for.
And he was receiving the 22 students from university
who were released without ransom being paid as well.
They use non-kinetic methods for that.
BC?
I'm very particular.
Physics of the kinetic reaction.
That's all we can say. Congratulations to the to Nigeria. This is our new professor that has uni-learning professor that has found a way to produce bio shells.
Yeah,
that's a good innovation that we need. But that's what we can take on Front Page Review for today. When we return, we'll be having a sponsored segment. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.